Alright, welcome everybody to Badboys TV. We're about to kick off the silver 9-ball singles finals between Vano, Almohammed, and Adrian Martinez. So bear with us just for a couple more minutes and we'll get this baby rolling. Alright, here we go. Got the lag happening. Sorry about that. Alright, Adrian. He's checking out the camera now. Gotta make sure he looks good for this. Alright, so the name on the left, I like to do it so that everybody knows in the finals, the name on the left is the one that came in on the hot seat. So Adrian has to win 2 sets to be champion. Vano only has to win 1. Looks like Adrian won the lag. He gets the break. Oh, here we go. Made a ball on the break. I cannot tell, but I do not think the 7-9 is wired, and neither is the 7-8, so there's going to have to be a break out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7, 8, 9, nothing on the break. See how sharp I am? Just count all the balls, then you'll know. This division, let me see, I want to make sure I'm correct. But I'm pretty sure Vano came in at $4.99. This division caps out at 500, so he, I do believe, was the top dog as far as Fargo's in this division. And just so everybody knows, with Adrian, if you look him up on Fargo, it shows a 425. But based off of our system that we created for players that are under the 200 robustness, I believe we rank him at 481, I think. I don't have my computer in front of me, so I can't look. But basically what we do is we see on a lot of players there's a starter rating, and then there's how they're playing, or whatever their Fargo is, right? That starter rating kind of holds them down or up, depending on how the math goes. But for us, we have discovered, let's say your Fargo is a 425, but that's your starter rating, but you're playing at 475, right? So that's you're 50 points above your Fargo starter rating, which means whoever gave you a starter rating underrated you, or you've gotten that much better pretty quick. So what we do is we have a mathematical formula that basically bases how many games you have of robustness, and we use that mathematically against the difference between your starter rating and what Fargo says you're playing, and we adjust it that way. So if I'm not mistaken, we have Adrian Martinez ranked at about a 481, I think. So and the reality is, in these divisions, we have set these divisions so there's a 75-point difference. If you go to Fargo and you look at the medium race, and in the races under 6, even up to 7 in many cases, 75 points is only a 1-game difference. And to me, there's no better word for it, but basically the worst player in that division, or the lowest rated player in that division, to the highest rated player in that division, 1-point spread is, or 1-game spread is pretty fair. It's easy to overcome a 1-game disadvantage or advantage. A top player could play a little bit slow, a little bit under their skill level, and a lower player could play just a little bit above and beat that 1-point spread. So as far as skill level within a division, I think that's pretty fair competition. And personally, I absolutely hate handicap, because what happens if a player is underrated and they get a game? That makes them almost unbeatable. If they play to their level or a little above, and they're underrated and they're getting a game spot, I mean, oh, he's just a swinging at that 9. But that's just my opinion with 20 years of experience of running thousands and thousands of brackets, hundreds of tournaments. And it seems to work pretty good. So we had a few players in this tournament that came in. We had one player, I think that somebody gave him a starter rating of like 400, but he was playing at like 515, but he only had like 20 games in, so he ends up playing the tournament at a 575. And if you go back and look at how he competed with those players, we almost nailed it perfectly. Now some players are going to be at a disadvantage. Some players are going to take a little bit of a beating because of that. Well, play more tournaments, get more experience, get more data in. If you're that new to the game and there's that little of knowledge or ranking, you shouldn't be coming in and winning tournaments anyway. Just my opinion, but I don't hear near as much complaining at our events as I hear at other events. So Nothing's perfect, folks. Nothing's perfect. He likes to pop them and go. Got nice shape right there. Now, just so everybody knows, your average league player is about 470 to 520. That's the average. So these guys are about that skill level. I always find it funny when, you know, people go, oh, well, yeah, the 480 or 500, they shouldn't be able to run a rack. Your average league player can run, break and run. They're not going to do it consistently. They're not going to do it all the time. But every once in a while, they might, out of 5 games, they may put 2 racks together. It can happen. We're talking about average player. It could happen. He's got a little system there, how he marks how far the cue ball is off the rail. I used to do that when I first started playing so I could break from the same spot over and over. Nice break there. Got a couple balls. No luck, though. No luck. If that 6 ain't there, he's in pretty good shape. Oh. How's everybody doing? Feel free to hop into that chat room and chat with us. Seems like our internet is a little weak. Not sure why. Yikes. Yeah, I think I'd call a ref on a shot like that, guys. Not that I think anybody's doing anything shady, but just that it's smarter. When you hit that ball with outside spin like he did, you could easily push it forward, but without me looking and watching it, you know, right on top of it. I think I got the scores all jacked up. Is it 1-1? Well, Chili Mo, glad you're not going to complain. Give it a minute, though. After you listen to me, you might change your mind. I think it's 1-1, folks. I'm gonna have to send a ref out there to look, because I'm not doing so good as my multitasking skills as I used to. All right. Trying to get my ref to go over there and check the score. Wow, we got the Netherlands watching. That's what I'm talking about. Netherlands and Pennsylvania. Now there's some variety for you. Y'all should talk about each other's foods. Could be a funny conversation.
That thing is 1-1.
All right. Referee verified I was correct. All right, Netherlands. Philly's got the Philly cheesesteak. What is the Netherlands famous for? You gotta pop the 4 in there, come over, watch outside pocket, get off the rail. He's okay here. And really, I would probably want to roll forward, come down to the bottom. He might, it looks like, if he just puts a little center cue ball on that, the cue ball might slip over, hit the 8 a little bit, and then come straight down. You want to get in a position where you can shoot the 6 all the way to the upper left-hand corner. Yeah, so he hit that with straight up follow. If he pops that, the cue ball would brush the 8 ball and then push the cue ball to the left to where it is now. Probably 2 or 3 balls width over to the left. Yeah, now we're live.
The opponent is complaining about the guy on the table playing slow. You want him on the clock? Are you worried about anything?
On the TV, Dave?
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on it.
Okay.
But
That's what
I haven't seen anything slow yet.
Okay.
I'm slower than they are. Referee said somebody was complaining about one of these two guys playing slow. I really haven't seen it. Have you guys? I don't know what the hurry is. It's the finals. You made it, baby. You made it. Yeah, some German food is good. Not all. I will say, that's the one thing I enjoy in life is food, and I love the varieties. That's where I think America kicks everybody's butt, is you have all those different varieties and ethnic foods, and the melting pot is not really about the color of people, it's the food. I'm a huge fan of going to the Epcot in Florida for the Food and Wine Festival because I like to just go around and eat all the different stuff. My wife loves to take, if you know, like a TV series, Harry Potter or Star Wars or any of that stuff. She likes to go, hey, let's binge watch whatever, and we'll do 2 or 3 days of food that kind of fits within that realm of the show. Like Harry Potter, you gotta have the butterbeer, you gotta have whatever she makes, I eat. But she will do her homework and find some stuff outside the box, which sometimes it's a fail. Sometimes you try it and you go, hey, yeah, no, order pizza. And then sometimes it's like, that's pretty damn good. And then she prints off everything we try, and if it's a yay, then she puts it in a book. That means we'll do it again. And sometimes you go, yeah, that wasn't bad. And you eat it, and you get full, but you don't really have the desire to do it again. Vano has a pretty nice break, but doesn't seem to get any ball action on it. Like, they spread out, but nothing seems to be going into pocket for him. Vano made it all the way to the finals undefeated. Adrian has had to fight his way back from the loser side. I'd like to say thank you to all our sponsors. Without them, none of this happens. Event-specific sponsors, Little Joe's Billiard and Bar out of Victoria, Texas. And locally here, Dooley's out of Temple. Stop by, play some pool at those places. I think you'll enjoy both of them. We also are sponsored by JB Cases. I think they're the best pool cases on the market. Got a lifetime guarantee with them. Diamond Billiards, well, you see what tables I use. We only use the best. Jerry Olivier Custom Cues. He makes some of the greatest, beautiful cues. Play great. Good people. Lipman Lights. That's what I got over all my tables. Mike Lipman is one of the nicest guys in the pool industry. Hustling. Love Tony and Shannon. They've been around a long time. They make a nice apparel. And then, of course, ourselves. We have Badboys merch. Swinging that 9. You can check out our merchandise, our clothing line. We got some other stuff in there too. Go to bbmerch.shop. BBMERCH.shop. What are these guys doing now? Apparently we got a controversy. So let me see. I think I might have to back up and take a peek at something. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Nope, don't do that. Damn it. Alright.
Did you see that hit?
I'm looking, I'm trying to. That looks good to me. Let's do it again. Come on. Alright, right here. He's going to play his safe. Oh, we're on the wrong shot there. Alright, right here. That looks good to me. He hits the ball at the angle. The cue ball jumps up, hits the rail, and then goes forward. Can you see it better on your phone?
I can look at yours.
No, I'm just saying. It looked good to me. I mean, let's do it again. I can't. Oh, hold on.
Close call, go to the shooter. They didn't call for a watch.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Hang on, but we got video here, so we'll see if video can.
All right, hold on. Here we go. All right, now we can see the damn thing.
Goes to the second ball. He hit the 9-ball first.
You think you hit the 9-ball first? Let's do it again.
Watch the split. Both.
Oh, he definitely hits the 9-ball first. He can't make that 9-ball without. Yeah, he definitely hit the 9-ball first. That's the job. Make it right. You couldn't even make the 9-ball. You can't even make the 9-ball without hitting the 9-ball first. Controversy, fun, and excitement. Wee-haw. Raymond says there's Fargo. For a lot of you guys out there, your Fargo, if your Fargo is higher than your credit rating, you might be a pool player. No. So, Chili Mo, an average league player, Fargo is about 470 to 520. That's your average. 550s are above average. Your 550s, 575s, they pretty much are your top, I would say your league play. Those guys are going to be in the top 25%. Your 600s to 675s are going to be your top 10%. About in there. Yeah, people think average league player is a little higher than they actually are, but yeah, both these players here, I would say from watching them, they're right there at your average. They can make some balls. They're shape is a little suspect. Sometimes they're, I mean, this is 9-ball, so you have to shoot in order, so it's an unfair assessment of their knowledge as much as, I mean, yeah, how you position on one ball to the other, you can get knowledge. You can judge knowledge that way, like how they're playing the shape and how they're moving from one ball to another. But they're all, because it's 9-ball, you don't get as much of a knowledge watch as you do like 8-ball or something, where there's just smarter moves, where here it's like your move is to get to the next ball, period, right? Where you can see some knowledge is when they start playing safeties. Are they forcing shape that they don't have to? Stuff like that. Oh, nicks the 9 going by. So, yeah, 500, would it be ranked a 5 in the APA? Not necessarily. I'm not trying to diss on anybody, but a 5 in the APA, there's so much variant, right? Like a 5 in the APA in one side of the country is not necessarily a 5 on the other side of the country. I don't do a whole lot of watching the APA stuff, but again, a 5. Okay, for example, if you were to say APA 5 was your average player, league player, let's just say all leagues, right? Not average in APA, because I think average in APA is probably in the 4.5. But let's just say a 5 in the APA is an average league player across the board. I would say a 5 in the APA is anywhere between a 4.75 to a 5.40. Right? I think a 5 in the APA range is much larger than, Fargo average player is a little more zeroed in on the skill level. Basically saying Fargo is more accurate. And always keep in mind, when you're talking about a rating of a player, that's their average. For example, Fargo, if you're a 500, you could play like a 600. You could play like a 650 at some points in a match or a tournament, just because, but you're not going to maintain that, right? Like, if you're a 500 and you go into a tournament, you're just having a great tournament, you could consistently play at a 575 range, right? And you could have spurts where you play like a 650, but those would be, maybe one match. We've all seen that guy and be like, holy crap, that dude's on fire. But then he goes to the next match and he plays like 500. So, and that's how you get those averages. But yeah, it's yeah, he's playing it smart. Does he get the hook? No, I think Adrian can hit the 5. And he swings. Look at this. Look at this. That's just wrong. I don't care who you are. Yeah, see, I think I double-clicked on the score. I think it's 5-1 now. But wow. Yes, 550 is a very respectable Fargo. that's why 9-ball's a silly game. Just Vano hits the break really nice. He's just a little off. Like, that 1 ball was almost right in the pocket. Oh, stop it, Adrian. Really? Just whacking 9. Whacking the 9's rolling. Whacking the 9. And I'm just teasing, folks. But, yeah, he didn't really aim at that 1 ball at all. He just whacked it. It's 4-1 now, Brandon. How did I get the 5 up there? I must have really hit some crazy buttons there. I get to rambling and I'm back here by myself, dude. I don't know. I need a supervisor. Uh-oh, don't go. No. Anybody want to bet on that 9-ball moving? I bet $50 he moves this 9-ball. Hey, it works. It's got him in the finals. Yeah, Brandon. Hope you're right on the score, man. We're running on your knowledge here. Oh, don't scratch. Lordy mighty. Yeah, Adrian could be like probably 30 to 50 points higher if he geared down just a little bit and think it through just a little bit more. He gets a little too fast, a little too boogie. And the worst habit you could pick up is when you're playing 9-ball is blasting shots. The better players are going to eat you alive. Because they'll just keep putting you in places where you can't even blast from. And if you blast and don't make it, they run out on you. Oh, yeah, you know what? You're probably right, Jonathan. I did mark it, and then... Yeah, I'm going with Jonathan. Jonathan's right. It was an honest mistake on my behalf on the score. See, I like what Vano was trying to do there. He was trying to get the cue ball behind the 9. He was trying to play it safe. And it worked. Because Adrian did not leave himself anything good. Oh my God, dude. Look, and honestly, I think to me, he may have shoved that cue ball through there. I'm looking again here. If that cue ball hits before the side, yeah, he actually double hit that cue ball. Because he hit it. I'm looking one more time just to make sure. Yeah, he double hit the cue ball. Because he hit it with low and shoved it through. You can't hit with draw and get follow. But his opponent needs to slow him down a little. When the balls are close like that, slow him down, get a ref. Especially on any player that uses the quick stroking, you should always, when the balls get close together or in a cluster, get a ref. It doesn't mean that the player's doing anything shady. It just shady things can happen. Like a lot of players don't like earlier when he shot the 2 and the nine went in and he probably didn't even see that. He just saw the 9 go in. He didn't know how it went in. He was trying to hit the 2 and or maybe he did, but I'm just saying sometimes people don't see it. They don't notice that they did something. I've had pros come back and argue to me that this or that didn't happen, only for them to see on video that, yeah, it actually did. So, well, that kills the first set, I believe. Adrian spoofed in, I do believe, 3 of the 6 games he won. They will be double dipping. Gonna play another one. That's very true, Chili Mo in the chat. Some people will call themselves. I have mad respect for people that foul, know they foul, and then call it on themselves. I witnessed Shane Van Boening would have been in the finals one year for, I think it was the year, it would have been the year he could have won the 5th U.S. Open. And he was well on his way, and he fouled, and nobody saw it. And he turned around and called it on himself. And it ended up costing him that match. Mad respect for that. Now, I've also seen some pros, and I won't mention names, foul, and I've seen those, a couple of them that knew they fouled, turned to look and see if anybody saw the foul, and then turn back and continue shooting. So, the non-shooter needs to pay attention to the game. All right, so we got a lag happening. We are going into the second set of a double dip. I suspect the pace of this one's going to be a little different. Adrian's going to the table. Yeah, no, Shane Van Boening's a pretty good dude. There's a bunch of them that are. Eventually, karma will get you. Unfortunately, it usually doesn't do it when at the time we would like it to happen, right? We've all seen that one player pull some crap. Karma should get them, but let's say it's league night, and that they do a little cheat move or whatever, and they win that, or their team wins that night or whatever. But I promise you, eventually, karma will get them. See that stroke right there? I would be slowing him down on that. I would be making sure, and I'm not saying he's doing anything, but he has this game style. I'd be making sure that a ref was at anything close. Because I'm pretty sure twice in this first set, well, 3 times for sure, but twice on hits, the 9 ball was definitely, and I really don't believe he knew he hit the 9 first. I know he knew that the 9 went. And then there was the shot, the 7 ball, where he clearly pushed the cue ball through the shot, and there was another shot that looked like it. And that 2 ball there looked like it too. Now, I'm not saying it was, because I was definitely not in the right position to see that. But from here, it did look like he double hit the cue ball through that shot. Little funky angle here on the 4. He's going to hit this with draw. Now, I don't have a... Yeah, see, that's tough to hold, right? I got to answer this call. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm multitasking today. Well, it's a nice smooth shot. Yeah, he would have liked to have a little more follow on that shot, but he shot it a little timid, and therefore the cue ball came up a little short. And there you go. And Vano gets on the board this time, right out of the gate. So for those watching, when you look at these two players, if I were to say these two players have been playing the same amount of time, I would look at Vano and go, I could coach him and make him much, much better. Because he already has a much calmer demeanor at the table. With Adrian, he's got a lot more work that has to be done. I think he shoots really straight, but his stroke is very poppy. He moves a little too fast. And I'm not trying to diss his skill level, guys. I'm not. It just as a play style, as you know, you can play fast, but not as much poppy. He just kind of pops the stroke, kind of pops his movement. I would say right now he's probably much better at 9-ball than or wins more at 9-ball than 8-ball, because he's lacking the finesse part of everything. What do we need? Raymond? Any chance the volume can be normalized? What do you mean? You need it turned up? What do you need? I'm not sure what you're asking. Is that better? A little louder, or you tell me, but I can't help you if I don't know exactly what you mean. Nice shot, but I think... Alright, he's okay. Well, he could go side pocket, or he could go... The sound is half the volume of other channel. I'm not sure. Well, you tell me, is it better now? Can you hear me good now? How about that, Raymond? Is that a good sound for you? I am the most technological guy that don't know anything. It is indeed a bit better. Wait till my voice gets a little more raspier this week and I'll tell you bedtime stories. Well, Adrian's at the table. Did I miss a score? Or are we on only the second game? Sorry. Get off the rail, off the rail. You're always better to not have that straight down the rail shot. You want an angle. You want, unless it's absolutely necessary. But if you have an angle, it gives you more options and easier ways to get shape. Yeah. Sounds only on the left ear. I don't think I have an option for fixing any of that. I don't have that kind of technology, bud. I'm impressed you're listening in stereo. Yeah. I think Vano has calmed her down a little bit now. He's playing much better this set. And if he can keep... all he has to do really, I think, is keep Adrian at a slower pace. Don't let Adrian get up there and get bouncing. Yeah, I don't know. That's so weird. How about now? You guys getting more sound from the right now? If not, then I have no idea how to change all the settings here. Look at that. Nice, nice. Slow down. You don't want it perfectly straight in. All right. Yep. So far, much different match than the first one. I'll be right back, folks. Pay attention to the score just in case, but I will be right back. Oh, rough break there. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. I had to check on something. Yeah, he can have a little bit of a rough get to the three, I think. Just don't try to draw all the way back. Well, he did, and that's the problem. Like, you don't want to get behind the five, so then you overstroke it. Now you're on the wrong end. Whereas if he would have just tried to draw out to the middle of the table, it would have been a better option, because it not only if as you're cutting three to the pocket, the cue ball is automatically headed back towards the four. So now, oh, don't scratch. Okay, just nicked it instead of, I thought I was going to hit it a little fatter. See, and now he's got Adrian slowing down. See, Adrian shoots good. It's coming right back for him. But I think Vano has a better chance if he's got Adrian slowing down. See, and Adrian has left Vano automatic shape. You just cut the five into the corner. Give it a little bit of left hand spin. Like, I would hit this cue ball 10:30. 10:30 she comes around. Some people like to do it with lower English. You could do it with lower. You could hit it at 9:30 and get, yeah. It's automatic. Right there. Perfect. Now, the smart move is to go just a half a tip above center. Half a tip above center, and I predict the cue ball makes the 6 and comes up and hits the 9, pushing the 9 up a little ways. You don't have to hit hard, just enough to make the 6 into the pocket. And you'll be pretty close to straight. What's up, Chris? How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the chat room. This is a shot that everybody should practice, because most people don't know how to judge this off of the rail. He's going to go too much. He's giving it right hand spin. He may get past the 8, but if you don't, there you go. There you go. He did not focus on making the 6, though. Adrian shoots pretty straight. Two to one, race to 6. Whoever wins this set is our 2025 silver champion, 9-ball. We are coming to you live from the Mayborn Center in Temple, Texas. Sponsored by Dooley's, right here in Temple. And Little Joe's Billiards and Bar out of Victoria, Texas. If you're anywhere near those places, stop by, check them out. Coming around, has he got a shot at it in the side? You could also just play a stop shot. Z-bank the 3. Just stop the cue ball right there. Just make sure you hit it hard enough. Yeah, that'll work too. I would have Z-banked it because I'm going to try to get the 3 to hit the 4 and the 9 and spread them out. That's the only reason. Yeah, maybe the 4 goes by the 9 in the lower right corner. I do not believe it does on the left. Yeah, the brackets, you can go to, I thought I put the link in here earlier, but go to player.bracketbeast.com. Just like that. Wow, nice shot. Very nice shot there. Hot day. He just didn't get he wasn't treated fair there, I don't think. I thought the 4 was going to be a little farther down. I think that was just a bad roll there. Yeah, he could. I think I would, yeah, what he's aiming at right now is what I would shoot here. Just pretend like the 7 and the 8 aren't even there. Well, no, he's going this way. Yeah, that's so tough to keep the cue ball from scratching right there is the problem. I think kicking the other way because, I mean, even if were you playing it safe there? If you were kind of loosey-goosey on that. If you were trying to kick it and bank it across the side, if it goes, you have a long 7. The 1 row kick up and coming back down between the 7 and the 8 is a very makeable shot. And if you do make it, you got a long shot on the 7, but you didn't have to worry too much about it. Yeah, I don't know about mass-able. Mostly because the 4 was against pretty close to the rail. It's tough to mass-A and hit it with enough speed that it would cut it in from where it was. Like, it would hit it so thin because the cue ball would be spinning away from it. And I don't think you could mass-A over the top of the 9, come into the 4 to make it. But it was definitely the easier shot would have been a 1 row kick. Easier to measure. You get a little more freedom from the rail. It helps you. And it is now 2-2. Gonna end up a nail biter. The winner gets 1,045. The loser gets 750 bucks. Well, if you can make the one, you can bet the 9 will be swinging. Look at that. That's just voodoo luck right there. Like, he's trying to make that 1 in the corner. Missed, and missed by a distance. And yet, gets the hook. Cruel game. 9 ball is so cruel. Pool is cruel. There goes the 9. Does he make it? You know it's going. It's always going. It's going. Look at that. He wildly shoots at it. And the result is the 2 ball is at the other end of the table from the 4. And not exactly straight in, but it still makes it tough to get the cue ball back down here. Look at this. What a shot. He's going to be perfect. Now, that was a great shot. What's up, little Chris? How you doing, bud? That was a nice shot there. Not sure what his plan is with the 5 ball. I don't know if it goes by the 8. And I'm not sure it needs to. Like, you could run it by the 8 even if it doesn't go and just run the cue ball right up behind the 7. Be a nice little safety. Just like that. Smart play, Vano. Smart play. That was a very good play. Kicking this, I'm going 2 rails. Basically, you go halfway between the cue ball and halfway, and he doesn't really even aim at him. Yep, it's me, man. It is Rick in the booth. To aim that shot, you go dead center of the cue ball and go to where you want the cue ball to hit the 5. Dead center of the ghost cue ball. And on that line, come to the halfway mark and aim to the lower right corner, and that would 2 rail right into the 5. That shot seemed to be a little careless. It's coming around, coming around. Alright, little Chris is coming to play some scotch. I think we got a total of, I want to say 90, 91 teams. Divided into 4 divisions. Well, not divided, but based on skill level are in 4 different divisions. Should be some great scotch double matches. This set is definitely different than the first set. This set plays definitely a more of Vano's style. Again, I think slowing down Adrian is a big key. Not giving him a lot to swing at. There you go. Yeah, that's the angle you want. I don't think, he could shoot a stop shot here, and the cue ball, or maybe even like just a one ball draw. The cue ball would hit the rail, and then come off the rail about to where the 7 is, only a ball closer to the top, or maybe even 2 balls closer to up rail, and he'd be straight on the 8. Or you could slow roll it and hit the side rail and come down a couple of balls, like maybe 3 balls. Yeah. And you can do it with a little more speed and go that way. The other way I was thinking going to the right side with the 8 ball. Whatever you're comfortable with, really, on that particular shot. The nice thing is, as I was saying earlier, when you have a ball close to the rail and you get an angle for the cue ball going to that ball, there's a lot more options of what you can do with that. So, Chili Mo says the Texas Open said what? They said that Scotch Doubles was invented in Texas? I could take that to so many different bad places. Who won that game? It was Vano, right? I don't know. Somebody should Google that. I could believe it. I could believe Texas had the attitude of, I'll make my ball now, you make your ball. And one. Now the 2, there's a couple ways you could play this. I mean, I think he has position where he could just go over and back, shoot the 2 into the 4. You just want to make sure if you do that, slow down. Yeah, he went too far. He could easily get hooked on this now. You want to do it. Yeah, I don't like where the cue ball's going. You want to try to do it so the 2 stays in front of the pocket.
Make sure it's done by computer.
Come on, give him the window. No window. No window. Just a little bit more follow. He did the right thing with the 2, keeping it in front of the pocket. If he would have hit that 2 just a little thinner, he would have had a shot. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Randy Gottlicker. Was he the commentator for the Open? That's a good deal. I like Randy. He's a good dude. I mean, Randy, wasn't Randy part of the Texas Express rules? If I'm not mistaken, Randy was part of the creation of that. I thought Scotch Doubles was around a lot longer than Randy, but maybe not. I'm not. Randy been around a long time. Let's see. Well, according to AI, which is I think is still like under 50% correct, it says they don't have an inventor. They don't know who it is. But AZ Billiard said, where did the term come from? And they claim Randy Gottlicker invented the Scotch Devils. So, I could buy that. I mean, Randy's been around. And I'm pretty sure he was one of the huge people in Texas Express. So it's believable. I would not argue against it for sure. I like putting a nice little, shoot this ball at about 5:30 with a nice draw on it. And he'll end up about where he is. Just draw it so that you don't, and I wouldn't hit it so hard that, I'd focus on the draw so that, well, he's really stretched out. If that's the case, just hit this at about 3:30 with a nice smooth stroke and just let the cue ball get over to the left rail. Which, if you shoot this at 3:30, the cue ball is going to end up between the first diamond and the second diamond above the side pocket. Or if you're counting from the corner, it'd be between the second and third diamond towards the side pocket from the top. And if you get it close to the rail, that's good. I mean, it's not that tough of an 8 ball from there, and it's automatic roll to the 9 ball. So don't try to do too much when you're stretched out like that, even with the extension he has, because his bridge is 2 miles from the riverbank there. So yeah. Well, see, bad thing happened when you try to force it. You put a nice stroke on it, just too much. He's trying to make sure that he doesn't scratch. Now it gets a little weird, because you got to cut the 8 and you got the cue ball going away. Yeah, I'm not worried about the scratch on that side, but if I'm shooting it with inside English, I'm more worried about the scratch on the other side. And if I'm not, I really don't like the fact that I'm going that far away from the 9 ball. Yeah. It's not a bad result, but again, I don't want to be that far away from the money ball. Especially at my age. That's a long ways away at 58. And everybody can go, oh, there's no long shots on a 7-footer. Yeah, bullshit. Put enough money on it, that shot gets farther and farther away. Nice. Watch it. Yeah, nice shot, Vano. Nice out. Nice out. Definitely a different vibe on this set. And he's keeping Adrian in his seat, so when he does come up, he really hasn't had great shots to shoot at, and the table hasn't been laying in a way that fits his game style. Got to learn to slow it down just a wee bit. When we were young and out chasing the gamble, players like Adrian, the rhythmic players like that, you know, he just sets the cue ball down, 1, 2, 3, boom, right? Those kind of players were easy targets because it was easy to take them out of their game. Now, if you leave them in their style, they'll beat up on you. So you'll notice, and I'm not talking pro level, I'm talking your average amateur player to probably your 450s all the way up to your 625s. When you have two players that are comparable, the one that gets rhythmic and fast and gets a pace going can be tortured versus the guy that can play like Vano style. You slow it down, you evaluate the shot, you can, you know, just a more systematic way of playing. You can throw the other guy's game off. You're not doing anything shady, you're just slow down the pace, and that, see, that to me, yeah. If I get my rules written by next year, that won't count. Not unless you call it. Because that's 100% just luck. And there is some luck in pool. But that's just a thing I don't like. But I'm not a 9-ball fan either. I'd rather play 10-ball. You got to call every shot, every ball, every pocket. That's, to me, that's, I'm a true lover of the game of pool, though. I'm not picking on anybody in particular, but whack-a-mole pool is no fun for me, which is what Adrian did there. Okay, I don't have a pocket I'm swinging, I'll just blast. Blast away, have it go towards the 9. I'm more of a, I like one, my game choices are one pocket first, then 8-ball, then straight pool. I used to love to play golf on a snooker table. I like snooker. Then probably billiards. And then killer. I like playing killer with a group of people. It's a great game. We're going to have some rules coming out pretty soon for that. I think you guys will all get hooked on that game. It's a lot of fun when you got 3, 4, 5 people playing. Yeah, then 10-ball. 9-ball is like way towards the last for me. Way towards the last game for me. I'll play P-pool first. Now that's games based on how I like them. I'll gamble playing 9-ball. But we'll also be playing call 9-ball. I'll play the game, the rest of the game that you know, how the rules are, but I won't play somebody. Well, in all honesty, the higher level players don't play whack-a-mole anyway. But I'm not gonna. I don't understand anybody that plays 9-ball handicapped where you have to give up 2, 3, 4, 5 games to a person that can just play whack-a-mole. Like that's not even things you can. Yeah, the odds are definitely not in the stronger players. Anyway, it's 4-3, race to 6. Vano's at the table. I think he would have liked to have drawn back like 5 or 6 inches there. Or hit it at a little more angle where the cue ball would have slid towards the 8-ball a little. Maybe that's what he was trying to do and he just hit it a little too straight. Because, yeah, no matter what he does here. See, this shot, I like to shoot with inside English. Because it throws the cue ball to the rail, to the left rail faster. But then when it hits the rail, it's going to go down towards the bottom rail and then up. Where a lot of people think, oh, I'll hit this with draw, so you have the lower left English. But it hits the rail, but the momentum is still going forward, but it kills it. So then it ends up down here at the bottom rail. Or for most people, you see it go over and scratch in the same pocket the object ball's going into. But, yeah. Nice. Nice. Not really rewarded, but dude, this 8-ball cut in the side is not much harder than the 5-ball cut you just did in the corner. It's just how you look at it. You could also just cut it in the upper corner. Yeah, I like what he's looking at here. Now, looking at that, as long as it's not a scratch shot, you gotta do, this gotta be pocket speed. Because if not, you're not gonna have a shot on the 9 that's, oh, we overcut it, yeah. It's gonna end up with a bank. Yep. Well, if you don't feel comfortable banking cross-side, Z-bank it to the top rail and just, oh man. Now get a ref, because Adrian's style, man. I'm just saying, it's his style that I'd make sure I had a ref. Anytime the balls are close like that. Even for this, because any weird thing can happen, right? Like if he tries to thin the 9 and have the cue ball hit the rail and come out of ways like this, he could easily double hit that cue ball. And this is a very makeable bank shot. Huh. Apparently he did double hit it. Or you only hit it coming back, not going in. And not picking on Adrian, but you see how Adrian was walking up while he was down on shot? Players, please don't do that. Wait till the ball sinks. Nothing's that hurry. But if that player catches you out of the corner of his eye, you could shark him. And it's not, I'm not saying it's your intention, just don't do it, please. Because, yeah, somebody walking up on me, my instincts are to turn. If I catch you out of the corner of my eye, is to swing. So that would definitely throw me off my game. Vano is on the hill. Adrian has 3. Could this be it? I like putting the cue ball on the left side of the 7, shoot the 7 in the lower right, but give myself a little angle where I just shoot a little draw shot and draw the cue ball straight up the center of the table so I can shoot the 8, 2 rail around, shoot the 9 in the lower left. That's my angle. See what he's gonna do here. Yeah, you could go this way too. I wouldn't. If you're gonna go this way, go like there you go. Right, line it up straight. But you only want the cue ball to go to about the side pocket height. You could give yourself a little bit of an angle. Yikes. Yeah. He's got a little angle, but he could have just as easily ended up perfectly straight in, which would have sucked. You like my terminology?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. They just want to drag it out a little bit more for us. Amping up the excitement. Oh, man. Yeah. Angles. Angles, folks. You want those angles. That's one of those things like I'm going to shoot for shape. Just didn't realize it was going to be bad shape. You got just a little too straight in. Tried to force it. When you're down to the last couple balls, you're better off to just take the shape you have instead of trying to force shape. Take the shape you have. I'd rather shoot a tough 9 than give up ball in hand. Nice break right there. Is he going to be rewarded? Yes, he is. This time he has an angle on the 1. So the question is nowadays with everybody shooting, everybody's shooting with these damn carbon fiber shafts. Does it make them feel braver? Nah, this cloth isn't old. This cloth has only been to 3 tournaments. Well, you just shoot a draw shot here and just really kind of just go for a mild draw. You hit it right, the cue ball will go over to the right rail, come out a little bit. You can go forward, but you got a lot more movement happening. See, he power drew, and again, that's one of those things where you're trying to draw, and the cue ball momentum still takes it forward. Got a long shot here. Personally, I would bank this 6 straight down to the 8. Oh, he's lost his mind. Look, he gonna make it? Gonna make it? no. Wow. He lost his mind on that one. I would have just banked. So they went to the top rail and came right back straight at the 8. Because the cue ball would have been about the first diamond on the right on that top rail. And if that 6 ball comes and hits the 8, your opponent's hooked. Oh, he just goes too fast. And look at the leave. He gets lucky with. To me, that's the kind of shot that just tortures players, right? Like, hey, you went up there, you quick shot it, you didn't really aim at it, you missed it, but screwed me anyway. Didn't leave me anything easy. And the multiplier is if, like Vano's doing now, he's going to take his time, try to figure out the proper shot. And you go for the proper shot, and you miss, and you leave it right in the pocket for the other guy. That's the cruelty of pool right there. Let's see what happens. Are we going to see the absolute cruelty of pool in 2 shots?
Scratch.
Yeah. Oh, I know, yeah. Yeah, he could easily cut this in the corner and then scratch across. This is really not that tough of a shot if you shoot it inside English.
It's that situation though right now.
But you hit it just a hair too fat and then all of a sudden you scratch. Be careful here. You could shoot this with draw. Really, you just shoot this with, shoot the cue ball so that you're hitting the cue ball at like 8:30. You'll miss the cross side, and you won't come back too far to be underneath the 8. It looks like he's going to go top inside. Now you got to overcut it a little. Oh, he's going for the bank. Get that. See? There's the cruelty of pool right there. What I called it too. I'm like, we're going to see it, and those 2 shots combined showed you how mean and cruel the pool world is. How it can just torture you. That's so brutal. So brutal.